Hello, 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 beautiful humans inside Just Channel. I'm here celebrating with a sip of coffee, getting in the energy. So I want to welcome you here. The fact that you took the time to sign up for this masterclass, the fact that you took the time to click the link, put your name in, put your email in, and be here is huge, because your investment of your time, your presence into this masterclass has nothing to do with me. I am a trustworthy source of this information. That's why you responded to my invitation to be here. But that's not me, the reason why you're here. It's not. The reason you're here is that something within you. Hey Shalene, yay, good to see you. So happy you made it. The reason you're here is that you believe already that you have this capacity to channel. You believe already that there's something more that you can tap into. There's something there. Something that you can trust no matter what. Something that is unconditional. Something that gets to work every single time, no matter what's happening to you. No matter what's happening to your human. No matter what you're going through, where you are, what's happening, you can always tap in to your channel. Now, the structure of today's welcome call. This is not first module. We have 3 days together. They begin tomorrow. So we will have July 5th, July 6th, and July 7th. So today is not the first module, but today is crucial for your understanding of how this is going to work. Okay, so we will go over 3 things in each of the 3 categories. Category number 1, we will go over the 3 modules that are coming up. Tomorrow, the day after, and the day after that. We will then go over the 3 things that you need to do this work. 3 things. They're not really things, but they are, because it's the willingness to do them that will define what you take away from this masterclass. Finally, I will talk to you about the 3 different ways that are available or will become available later in the month to take this work further, to take this work deeper. Because I will refer to them later as we go through the modules, but I don't want to spend time explaining them, because I want the modules to be the work. And I want the work to be something that you get to do, you get to keep, and you get to teach others when you're ready. I believe in this work more than I believe in myself. It might sound a little extreme to you. You're like, Katerina, really? How can that be? It can be. Because even the times when I can't trust myself, when I'm not in the right state, in the right mood, in the right alignment, in the right place to just shine, right? And just be the fullness of myself, even when that's not available, my channel is always available. No matter what's happening, it's available for me. It's available to the people that I work with. It's available when I come live and I share. It's available for my business, for my personal life, for every aspect of my life. And all I need to do is use it. So I will teach you how to use it. Before we get into the 3 categories, the modules of this masterclass, the 3 things you will need, and the 3 ways to take this work deeper, further, okay? Before we go there, I want to tell you something that you need to understand before anything else gets started. And what you need to understand is your channel exists. It's not something you need to get. It's not something you need to find. It's not something you need to acquire. There is no ritual, no thing that will give you the channel. There is no prize that is the channel. There is nothing that you need to do in order to make yourself worthy to get a channel, because you were born with it. And something that I have learned through many experiences, and something that I continue be fascinated and very humbled by is that your channel is not defined by your human. Okay, if you're taking notes, if you're showing up here seriously ready to do the work and you got your notes, I want you to write that down. If you don't have your notes, I want you to still find the time to write it down. And if you have a notebook laying around and you're just sitting here watching, go grab it. Go grab it. Go grab it. Because this is your work. What you get out of this masterclass, there will be 100% of everything you need. I promise you that. And I feel confident saying this because this is something that my channel confirms. It doesn't not sound true. It sounds true. I will give you 100% of everything you need to understand and to do this work. But what you take away from this is up to you. Whether you make it something that is incredibly valuable to you, or whether it's just something that you use for entertainment, that's up to you. I will not be offended. I don't need the credit. I don't need the responsibility for what you do with this knowledge. All I need to do is show up and give you 100%, and I will do that. But it's up to you what you take away. So what I want you to write down is, my channel is not defined by my human. My channel is not defined by my human. Might sound weird, especially when you write it. Like, what is the channel then? Okay. Is your human shaped by your channel? Yes, very largely so. How? Your aspirations, your interests, your fascinations, your hobbies, your passions, your character traits, your interests, who you are, your energy, how others feel you when you're at 100%. All of that is largely shaped by your channel, because your channel is the essence, the true core of who you are. How? Because it's your soul. Your channel is your soul. Your soul is not limited by your human. Your soul is everything, everywhere. Outside of time, inside of time, places you've been, places you don't remember, places you do remember, things you don't know, things you do know, everything. Your soul knows everything. But your human does not define your soul. The other way around, very much so. Your human does not limit your soul. Your soul is no matter what. Otherwise, you wouldn't be alive. You wouldn't be born if you didn't already have the channel. The channel is something you have no matter what. The channel is something you come into this world with. And you're not special in that retrospect. Everyone is. Everyone is favored. There is this word that I like, favored. Favored how? Favored, I'm better than everyone else? No, favored, you are chosen. You are chosen for this life. You chose this life, which you, the soul part, the channel part, chose this life. Now, how you use this life, what you do, who you are, it's a human experience. It's your soul having a human experience, but your human experience does not limit your soul. Your soul shapes who you are, but you don't limit who your soul is. So your channel is the direct expression of your soul. And your human does not define your channel. Once you remove that expectation, once you remove that attachment, like, well, when I'm feeling off, I probably can't use my channel. When I'm feeling really angry, I probably can't really use my channel because it's the soul and I'm having this human experience. And no, that's the thing. Your channel gets to happen no matter what. And when you learn to tap into your channel, no matter what, you get to use it no matter what. You get to connect with it no matter what. For you, for others, for this whole world. Okay. So one of the most important foundational pieces is that your channel is not defined by your human. I want you to really feel into yourself. And when you say this, like, my channel is not defined by my human, how does it feel? How does it feel? I know there's a few of you watching this live. So drop a comment. Let me know. How does it feel when you say this within yourself? My channel is not defined by my human. How does it feel? So when I was starting this work and I was beginning to channel, and I worked with some mentors to activate this capacity, I worked with some tools. We will cover those. We will cover a lot of things in this masterclass. But I found it very powerful. I found it very comforting. I found it very safe to realize that no matter what is going on, what's happening, who I am, what's happening to me, what I'm feeling, what I'm doing, who is doing it with me, who's not doing it with me, what's happening in my life at large and in small pieces, that I can just show up and channel no matter what. It was like this incredible gift. Like, oh my God, that means like literally no matter what's happening to me, I have this always, I always do. This unconditional ability that's always with me. And I can always, no matter what, choose to use it for me, for others. Wow. So to me, it was extremely liberating. But detaching your human from your channel does more than one thing. It allows you to believe that there are more things that you can access than you know. Okay, so what does that mean? That means that at any given point, you can access more than you know. If your channel is not defined by your human, then whatever the human knows is going through or think it knows doesn't limit the wisdom, the infinity that your channel is. No, it doesn't. Okay, so that means that I can access more than I'm experiencing, more than I know, more than my experience tells me that I know. Yes. That's limitless. Limitlessness is another realization. Tanya said empowering. My mom, Sophia, is here. So she said powerful. That's beautiful. Beautiful work, ladies. Okay, so let's get into the structure of this masterclass. So 3 things are going to happen. 3 days together. The next 3 days. On the 5th, tomorrow, we will go over channeling for yourself. Channeling for yourself, no matter what, channeling for yourself. For your human. Channeling for your human. How? Well, when the human doesn't have the answers, when the human is frustrated, when the human just knows what it knows and sees what it sees and understands what it understands, but nothing else other than that, channeling can be incredibly helpful. When you're looking for the answers, when you're looking for the strategy, when you're looking for what to do next, when you're looking for what does this mean? How do I do that? What does it mean? I'm having so I don't understand. I want to understand. There's an answer. I can't tap into it. I know there's an answer. I don't know what it is. I don't know where to look. I don't know what to do. Channeling. Okay? Something coming up, a pattern resurfacing over and over. You're like, what is it? Okay, I've done this a million times. I know how it goes. I just don't know where it comes from and what it is. Channeling. Shadow work. Oh my God, this situation, different players, different roles, keeps happening over and over again. It's almost like the same situation with different actors. Okay, what is my part in it? How am I freaking recreating this? Channeling can give you the answer. Okay, I'm really excited. I have this idea. I want to help people do this thing. I want to help people understand this thing. I want to do something. I want to create something. What is it? What can I offer? Channeling can help you with your offers for your business, for your clients, in your life, next phases, next things, next discoveries, healing, realizations, everything. Because it's your channel. It's your soul. So when you ask it, you get the answers that you need. Now, can your channel work through others? We will talk about this. It can. It can. When you book a reading with me or when you show up and I'm doing live readings, I'm sure some of you have seen that. That's what I'm doing. What am I channeling? Am I channeling my own soul? No. I'm channeling yours. I'm in your energy. I'm channeling the messages that are coming through from you for you. And that's what we're going to talk about on day 2. Channeling for others. I'm not certain that every single person who joined this masterclass wants to learn how to channel for others. I know for some of you, you just want to know how to do it for yourself. You don't want to look for a reader who's pulling the cards. You don't want to look for a priest who is going to have you the answers or give you forgiveness. You don't want to, you do, but then sometimes you just need it and you don't want to look for it. You don't want to rely on another person to do that for you. And that's the most liberating thing, is when you can trust yourself, trust your own channel, that you can trust it. And then you see someone else who is a reader, who is a spiritual worker, right? And you can also enjoy it with them, but you know that your channel is yours. And you know that whatever they say that doesn't really resonate, you can trust your channel more than you trust others. That's a huge freedom right there. Okay, so I know some of you are here for this mainly, primarily. But there is another aspect to it. So if you're channeling for yourself and you're trusting your channel, you trust your channel more than your human. You can trust your channel more than yourself when you work with others. And you can do readings for others. And however that looks like is up to you. I enjoy using cards, so we're going to cover how that works. I also enjoy just channeling. So you can just channel. The name of this masterclass. There are other tools though. There's runes, there's numerology, there's so many divination tools. And divination tools are reliant on your ability to channel. Because if you get a card and you look up the meaning and you make the meaning, there is some channeling involved in this, because you apply the meaning to yourself and you're like, okay, what is this? But that's not pure channeling. Pure channeling is you take the tool, you understand the tool, but you take the tool and you're able to let the messages speak themselves through you. You're activated by the symbol, you're activated by the card, you're activated by something, and it starts coming through. So we will cover channeling for others in day 2. Channeling for yourself tomorrow. Channeling for others, July 6th, Monday, or actually Tuesday. And then, day 3, we will go into a very, very fascinating subject. I'm really excited about this one, I will be honest. Because this is the power that I've recently discovered, like in 2021. And went so deep with that there is no going back, and there is not another way I would ever want to do this. Okay, day 3, we will talk about channeling and coaching. So for those of you who are considering yourself a coach, or thinking about starting a coaching business, or thinking about serving others as a mentor and a coach, a teacher, a guide, someone who works with others to get them from point A to point B, to get them in the direction they want to go, and hold space for them and be that person that they rely on, the support that you provide, the help that you provide, the assistance, the awareness, the knowledge, the tools. You want to be that. You are that. You're working towards that wherever you are on this journey. Day 3 will blow your mind. Because channeling and coaching is the most powerful combination that can exist. Now, I work with a variety of coaches, mentors, teachers, guides. I like to hire the best of the best because I want to be the best of the best. And through this calibrating to the best, I allow clients to calibrate to the best through me. That's my belief. But through all the mentors, through all the teachers, all the guides I have ever worked with, the ones who have given me the capacity to own my progress and to become more self-aware through this journey with them are the ones who channel. And there is no confusing that with anything else. The ones who teach from experience, that's beautiful. The ones who do their best to show up and help you get from point A to point B, amazing. The ones who channel give me the answers that they don't even have. And it's the answers that I needed. It's the things that I needed to hear. It's the realizations that I needed to have. And it's the most healing, most expansive, most transformative thing that can ever happen. So if you're in the coaching industry or considering, and you're part of this masterclass, do not skip day 3. Do not skip any days, because day 3 will not make much sense without day number 1 and day number 2. But do not skip day 3, because I will talk about how channeling can amplify your coaching and your mentorship and change that game forever. Change the quality of your work and the quality of the service that you provide for your clients forever. Like, take it from 80%, 90%, 100% to like 1,000,000%, where it's like, I don't even know what that number is. I don't even know the level on which I'm coaching others, the level on which I'm mentoring others, because I don't even know what's happening. But it's the most powerful thing, and they say that I have changed their life. And I have told them things that they could never see, and I could never see because I don't even know them that well. And yet I am the one delivering this. Just got a little dark, so one more second. There we go. Just got a little dark outside for some reason. Now that's a little too bright. Okay, there we go. Okay, it's still a little dark. It's all right. We'll just bear with it. 3 modules, 3 days, starting tomorrow. Channel for yourself. The day after, channel for others. Day 3, coaching and channeling. And how channeling changes the coaching game forever. If you can be a coach, a mentor, and a channel, there is nothing like that. There is no competition. You're not even competing with yourself anymore, let alone other coaches. You're not even always you don't even have to have all the answers. You don't even know what you're coaching on. You don't even need to understand what's happening. But if you can show up and you can receive and you can trust and deliver, there is no competition. There is no comparison. Nothing like this. Now, imagine if you were the one doing this work. So Rose, hold on one second. I just want to read the comments here. So Rose says, what is the daily time frame? So, I will post the schedule later tonight, but the time frame is easy to remember. So tomorrow's the 5th. We will have a session at 5 p.m. tomorrow. So 5 p.m. on the 5th, 6 p.m. on the 6th, and 7 p.m. on the 7th. And that's EST. Easy to remember. If you can't make it live, you can watch the replay. The replays will be available until about mid-month. So once that kind of expires, that's the reason I asked for your emails, is I will send you permanent links to edited versions of these videos. Without all the comments and all the interactions, because that, when you're watching this on a replay, it might not make as much sense because you can't see who is asking what. So you will have forever access to all these videos. That's why I asked for your email addresses. So you will receive the replays forever. But if you want to join live and you want to ask questions and you want to be with me in the energy, receiving, right? Make it a point to do that. It's not necessary, but if you choose to do it, can it enhance your experience? Absolutely. So if you can show up live, that's preferred. Tanya says, awesome, thanks, you're welcome. Okay, so I want to move on to the second part, okay? So the second part, we've gone over the 3 days together coming up, the topics, okay? Channel for yourself, channel for others, and then coaching and channeling. Now I want to go over the 3 things that you need. 3 things that you need. This is big. So the 3 things that you need in order to do this work are: 1, if you got that journal, write those down. Number 1, be willing to show up. So this manifests as you showing up for the modules. This manifests as you being here right now. That's your willingness to show up. Your willingness to show up was to join this masterclass. Your willingness to show up gets tested every single time because, okay, you're willing to register, but are you willing to watch? Okay, you're willing to watch, but are you willing to watch all the modules? Okay, you're willing to watch all the modules, but are you willing to watch them really and do the work? It gets tested every single time. And the funny thing is your willingness to show up gets tested by the channel itself. You channel something for someone else, you hear yourself saying it, you're like, what am I saying? And then you hear it, you're like, wow, I can learn from this too. And then you get tested. And it's like, are you willing to run with this? Like, are you willing to learn this lesson that you just taught to someone else? Your willingness to show up is everything in this work. Your willingness to show up. Now, we will cover this too. Your willingness to show up as a channel for others. You got to be willing to show up. That's it. Your willingness to show up doesn't mean I'm willing to show up as long as I'm perfect. I'm willing to show up as long as I'm having a great day. I'm willing to show up when my energy is high and I feel like a channel. I feel like I got the things. I'm feeling okay. I'm feeling really good. I'm willing to show up. Yeah, that's easy. Are you willing to show up when everything sucks? Are you willing to show up when you're not 100%? Are you willing to show up when you don't really have the time for the makeup and the hair? You don't really even care and you just want to just know there's something and you got to show up. Are you willing to show up? Or are you going to be like, okay, I'll wait until the next week when I have more energy? Because the channel is there no matter what. The channel does not require you to be perfect. The channel does not require you to be at your best. In fact, the channel doesn't care how you feel. Not because it's mean, but because it's not necessary that you feel any kind of way in order for the channel to work. That's why. So your willingness to show up no matter what is required by the channel, because your channel is there no matter what. And when you know the channel can show you something you cannot see, or you know the channel can serve someone you don't even know who that is, but you feel like you need to share something and you need to do it. Are you willing to show up imperfect, incomplete, out of sorts, got up from the wrong foot, not really feeling it, feeling down, not feeling good, feeling bad, feeling eh? Are you willing to show up no matter what? Because if so, that is the one and the most important requirement for channeling, is be willing to show up no matter what. Write it down. Be willing to show up no matter what. You can put in parentheses, even when I don't feel good, even when I'm not all right, even when I'm not 100%, even when I don't feel like I'm the America's Next Top Model, even when I feel like I'm pretty much like feeling crappy. No matter what's happening, no matter what's going on with a human, no matter how you're feeling, no matter what's going on, be willing to show up no matter what. That's one requirement for the channel, the most important one. Number 2, be willing to receive. Write that down. Be willing to receive. Number 2, be willing to receive. Receive? What do you mean receive, right? Receive. Receiving is not always easy, because sometimes receiving means you don't have all the answers. Sometimes receiving means you're wrong. You've been wrong. Sometimes receiving means you got to look at something you don't want to see. Sometimes receiving means a realization that you've been avoiding something big, important. You've been looking away. Sometimes receiving opens your eyes to what you don't want to receive. But you got to be willing to receive. Here is where channeling is very much like abundance. Because abundance is like air. Abundance is everywhere. In nature, in life, everywhere. But when you're feeling lack, and you're feeling like, I don't have this, I don't have that, I don't have all the things, you're not really open to receive abundance. Because you're like, yeah, I mean, I guess it's somewhere out there, but I'm feeling lack. I don't have enough to pay my bills, I don't have enough this, I don't have enough that. But abundance is still there. Are you willing to receive? Nah, I don't think so. I want to get this amount to pay for this thing, and I want to get this thing to feel this thing. And once I get the thing, I'll feel right. You're not willing to receive. You're not willing to receive. Abundance is like channeling. Abundance is like the channel. Abundance is always there. It's always around. But in order to tap into abundance, you've got to be able to receive. In order to tap into the channel, you've got to be able to receive. That means putting aside the human. Putting aside the human with all her or his answers, with all that they know and all that they've been through and all that they see right now, happening right now, right in front of you. You got to be able to put all of this aside, and you got to be able to receive. Not get what you want, not get the answer that you want exactly worded the way that you want it. Not get the all in all solution that solves all your problems, the one specific one that you're looking for that you think you need. You got to put all of this aside, and you've got to receive. Be willing to receive means be willing to put your human aside and simply receive. No judgment, no explanation, no interpretation. No, this means that, this means this. Just receive and hold space for receiving without making it mean anything, without interpreting it right away, without seeing how it all fits in right away, without needing it to sound a certain way that you want, without needing it to be the certain thing that you're hoping to hear. All of that aside, be willing to receive whatever comes through and hold space for it. So that's number 2. It's very important. Remember, channel works like abundance. It's always there, but we can't always tap into it. Because why? Because we've got things going on. Who does? Who does have things going on? Your human does. Your human has lack. Your human has worries. Your human has concern. Your human has all this stuff. You got to set the human aside with all the stuff and all the things that you think you know or don't know or don't need aside. You've got to be willing to receive. And if you're willing to receive, you're grateful for receiving no matter what. That means whatever comes through, whether you can understand it or not, especially at first, you got to be grateful that something came through without making it mean anything yet, without even looking at it. Grateful. Okay, I received something. I'm grateful for that. That's pure receiving. Okay, so that's 2. What's the third? Trust. Write it down. Number 3. Trust. Trust. Trust the channel. Trust your human? No. Because we just set the human aside to receive, okay? Trust that you have showed up. That's the only thing your human really needs to do, is be willing to show up no matter what. That's the human part. Now, the human did this. Thank you, human. I know you're going through a hard time, or I know you're all over the place, or I know you're a little scattered. Thank you for showing up. Now I'm here. Okay, now human aside, I receive with gratitude. I don't even need to know what it is yet. I'm just grateful that I'm capable of this receiving. I receive. You receive. Okay, then you trust. This is the third part. The human is not involved. This is trust. Trust in what? Trust in the channel. When I say I trust my channel more than I trust myself, that's a good way to put it. Because there's many different versions of me. There's many different states that I'm in. When I'm feeling grateful and aligned and happy, do I trust them? Yeah, of course I trust myself. When I'm feeling angry and irritated and not safe within myself, like I'm not feeling it, I don't really trust myself, because that's not the state that I like. And I can't really trust myself in that state because it's not the fullness of me. I don't have access to my wholeness in that state. But can I still trust the channel 1,000,000%? Yes. When I'm feeling great, yes. When I'm feeling bad, yes. When I'm feeling awful, yes. When I'm feeling all over the place, yes. Anytime, at any time. I have channeled when I was drunk, and the channel came through just as clearly. How? The human is intoxicated. The human's blabbering whatever, and all of a sudden the channel happens. How is that possible? It is. Because the channel exists no matter what. It's always there. So whatever state your human is in, you can tap into the channel. Even under dire circumstances, I promise you, you can still channel. No matter what. So you gotta nourish, nurture, and build the trust in your channel, because your trust in the channel gets to be no matter what. It's not a emotional decision. It's a logical one, believe it or not. Why? Because the channel, if you believe that the channel is not defined by your human, then you can trust the channel more than you trust your human, which means no matter what's happening to the human, you get to trust the channel. And the more you trust the channel, the more the channel becomes clear, because there is no noise of like, does it mean this? Does it mean this? Is this really right? Am I coming up with it? No. I know I'm channeling. I trust it more than I trust myself. Trust is number 3. Trust the channel more than you trust yourself. Now, that's not something you can do in a day, especially if you're just starting. You're like, okay, this all sounds really weird. It gets to happen over time. But the more you show up for your channel, the more you will see that channel happens no matter what, and you can trust the channel more than you trust yourself. Why? Because no matter what's happening with you, the channel is not affected. The channel is still the channel. And it's your direct access to infinite, divine, deep wisdom and knowledge that your human has not even tapped into. Because a lifetime, any lifetime, would never be enough to comprehend what the channel naturally knows. Because human life is too short to know the truths of the universe and everything that is, and the wisdom and the depth and the heights of everything that is. You can't cover that in a lifetime. You can try, and that's a worthy pursuit, but you just can't. Your human consciousness can't fit all of that in, because you're human. You got to navigate your life. You got things to worry about. You got things to figure out. You got things to learn. You got to evolve, personal evolution journey, other relationships, all of that. You can't fit into your mind the limitlessness of consciousness and wisdom and knowledge that just exists in the universe. You can't squeeze it in. But you don't have to, because your channel knows all of it at any point, everything. So what's with the squeezing? You just got to tap into the channel. But that's where the trust component comes from. If your channel is not affected or defined by your human, and your human is limited, but the channel is not, and the channel gets to happen no matter what, then of course I trust the channel more than I trust myself. Why? Because it's me, except it's the limitless version of me. It's my soul. It chose this human experience. That's why I'm here. My channel is why I'm here. It knows my journey. It knows me. It knows every single person that I encounter. It knows my situation. It knows everything. It knows the limitless truths of the universe, the infinite wisdom, the infinite depth of knowledge. It's all the answers are in my channel. Okay, so how can I trust my channel no matter what, more than I trust myself? That's the question. So we've got 3 things. Show up no matter what. Willingness to show up no matter what. That's number 1 requirement for this masterclass. And you're here, so you're already doing it, okay? You just got to keep with it. Number 2, willingness to receive, which is putting your human aside and receiving without judgment, with gratitude. No judgment, just gratitude. Okay, I'm receiving something. I'm not even going to try to interpret it yet. I'm just receiving something. I'm grateful that I'm receiving. Willingness to receive. Not make sense of it, not get what you want, but receive. Okay, no matter what, receive. So that's 2. Number 3 is trust. Trust your channel more than you trust yourself. That comes with time and practice. But trust your channel to begin with, at least as much as you trust yourself. And when you can't trust yourself, still show up and trust the channel. And it's going to teach you how to trust the channel more than anything else. Because it will show you that it's still there. And it still works just as good as any other time. And the more you see that, especially with the dichotomy of what your human is going through, and the channel still being as clear as it always is, you can be like, wow, This truly is unconditional. So it gets to build over time. So these are the 3 things that are required for this masterclass, for you to do this work. 3 things. Show up, willingness to show up no matter what, willingness to receive no matter what, with gratitude, and willingness to trust the channel. If you're going through whatever, like if you're in a really good place, this is a really good time to do this work. If you're in a bad place, this is a really good time to do this work. If you're in between place, this is a really good time to do this work, because this work gets to happen no matter what. And if you got some noise, some distractions, some things happening at the same time, that's all right, because guess what? Your channel still works. So this is a good time to learn no matter what. Okay, so now we've covered the 3 modules, and I will post the schedule today. So 5 p.m. on the 5th, tomorrow, 6 p.m. on the 6th, the day after, and 7 p.m. on the 7th, the day after that. All in EST, Eastern Standard Time Zone. Okay, we've covered 3 things that you need. Willingness to show up no matter what, willingness to receive no matter what with gratitude, and trust. 3 things. Now I'm going to go into the 3 ways to deepen this work. So if you feel like you're ready, you feel complete, this is a good place, you're ready for day 1, and you would rather just kind of leave it here and integrate, feel free to jump off. The ways that to deepen this work that I'm going to talk about are paid. So these will be referred to throughout the masterclass every now and then when it makes sense. But I want to get out the definitions of what they are, because there are 3 things that are available. So I want to go deep into what they are before we end this welcome call. So if you feel like you're complete and you'd rather kind of leave it there and wait for the next masterclass and maybe revisit, you're welcome to do so. Okay, so the 3 things that I'm going to be talking about, the 3 ways to deepen this work. Number 1, something that's coming out this month, okay, is a program to deepen your channel. So this is a 8-day private coaching experience with me. So this is 8 days and 8 group modules. So this is a hybrid coaching, okay? There are 8 modules that get dropped every single day. There are 8 days together doing one-on-one private coaching with me, where you get to actually channel. And all of that is focused around different tools, different methods, different channeling strategies, different ways to tap into the channel, and different ways to use it for others, different ways to use it in your business, different ways to use it to create, to understand, to heal, to do the shadow work. There's a lot of things, okay? 8 days together. So this is happening this month. It is happening, I want to check the date because I wrote down the date yesterday. Hold on. So we begin on, hold on, July 22nd. Okay, July 22nd. So it's towards the end of the month. So this is called the Channeling Hybrid Coaching Intensive. So this is, like I said, 8 days. You have Voxer access to me, which Voxer is the app that you talk and I talk back, and we do this together. And, I give you feedback, I give you assignments, I walk you through your work, I give you feedback, I give you challenges, right? I give you personal tasks and assignments, I take them in, I check them, I give you feedback, and so on and so forth. And this is very individual. So there's the private coaching component. There's group coaching component, where we have this chat with all the participants of this intensive. And there are group assignments that are also released every single day. And you can interact with each other and kind of give each other feedback and channel for each other and practice. So this is going to be extremely powerful. And then there's 8 group coaching modules. So these 8 modules are videos you can watch on your time, but they happen every day. So this is a very high intensity, high level work. This is 8 days of private coaching, group coaching, and education, where you actually see a material, a new video, a new module, right, released every single day for 8 days. We begin on July 22nd. And this 8-day channeling hybrid coaching intensive is $888. There are payment plans available. I will be referring to it, especially tomorrow when we talk about channeling for yourself. Because in order to channel for yourself, you have to really develop this level of trust that it happens no matter what. You can definitely do this on your own. But if you would like to work with me and work with others to amplify the speed and to integrate faster and to step into this ability quicker and to know what you're capable of through applied experience that you get to witness and experience and live through in a short period of time and in a very intensive way. This is a very demanding program. I will just be very clear. Because every day there's work happening. Every single day there's a module being dropped. Every single day there's group work happening. Every single day there's one-on-one work happening between you and I. This is a lot. But if you want to be someone who channels for yourself with confidence, with absolute unconditional trust, if you want to be someone who channels for others with absolute confidence, absolute unconditional trust, if you want to be someone who is coaching others as also a channel in a way that you can completely trust that no matter what, I invite you to consider this, okay? The way that I do my payment plans is that they're customer driven. So if you need one, you can basically just tell me how much you want to pay for how long, and we will make it happen. Because it doesn't make any difference to me. I don't care when or how. My boundaries, I know the price, I know the value, I know my own showing up that's involved, and I stand by that. Now, if you know this is for you and you want to be in and you want to be part of it, you get to decide how that works on your end. And I really firmly believe in that. So that's one, okay? That's one of the things that will be mentioned as a way to deepen our work together in this container. So the private/hybrid coaching intensive, the channeling hybrid coaching intensive is one. And like I said, it's 8 days. 8 days one-on-one work, 8 days group work, and 8 days modules. Every single day there is a module. So it's very intense, okay? That's one. That's beginning on July 22nd. Number two is a program that I will also be mentioning pretty in depth on our last module together here in this masterclass. It is something brand new, and it begins on July 17th. Okay, July 17th. What it's called is Channel Mentor Coach. This is a certain way of perceiving your role as a coach. This isn't just that though. It's a very in-depth program that teaches you foundational principles of being a channel in a coaching industry, to be a channel as a coach, to be a channel and a mentor and a coach. So there are 3 weeks of this program. We start with a channel, we go into the mentor, and then we go into the coach. Now the channel, if you're doing the intensive, the hybrid coaching intensive, and you're doing the channel mentor coach, the channel overlaps with the channeling intensive. So this is a lot of work, but if you're ready to really go in and be the channel in your coaching, this is very powerful, extremely powerful. So the channel mentor coach program is right now $1,111, $11.11. Again, payment plans available. The price will go up. This isn't something that has been announced publicly yet, and the first time it will be announced publicly will be after this masterclass ends. So you're the only ones who will hear of this price and have access to this price, okay? So if you decide to do both, the coach, the channel, the coach, the channel mentor coach, right? And the hybrid channeling intensive, there is a deal for that. So let me look it up because I put it all together. So the deal for that is, hold on. Okay, So the deal for that is 1555. So you get both. You get the intensive, which is 888, and you get Channel Mentor Coach, which is 1111. So altogether they would be 1999, but it's 1555. So you save about $400. And there's also payment plans for this. To give you a sample payment plan, if you don't want to come up with it yourself, you're like, okay, what's the lowest? It would be $155.50 a month for 10 months. So that's just to give you an idea, a little taste. Now, if you want to do it like a little differently, a little different amounts, a little different time, shorter, longer, I don't care. Like I said, my payment plans are customer driven, so I really don't care. I don't care. I really don't. I don't need it all right now, and I don't need to control when, how. I know what the price is. I know what the value is. I know what the work on my end is, and that's all I stand by. Everything else is in your hands. And if you know it's for you, you know it's for you. And if you know it's not for you, you know it's not for you. So there's not much else to that, right? So, okay, so we talked about two things. The last thing that is already in session that I will also be referring to, especially in module number 2, in day 2, so not tomorrow, but the day after, on the 6th, is my tarot course. Okay, it's being recorded live. We're about halfway through Major Arcana right now. If you're familiar with tarot, it's fascinating. Tarot is my preferred method of channeling. Tarot is how I prefer to show up. Tarot is the tool I prefer to use because it has such deep foundational principles in it that when I use it, with the awareness of the principles that are contained therein in the card, it's much easier to channel because now I see the frame for the channel. Like, what is this message generally about? Not even a situation, but like, what is the realm of the message that's coming through? I connect with the realm and the message starts pouring through. Understanding archetypes that are contained in tarot is absolutely, to me, in my work, in the way that I run my business, is absolutely crucial to understanding the psychology of people. I've never studied psychology. Maybe took a few classes, but that doesn't really count. I don't have a degree in psychology. Actually, no one ever asks me about my degree, but I have a degree in human resource management. So there was a little bit of psychology involved, but it wasn't much, okay? It wasn't much. So understanding psychology, understanding human archetypes, understanding behavioral patterns. There is another way than psychology. It's called tarot, and tarot is not a fortune-telling tool. It's not a fortune-telling tool. It's a book of wisdom. It's chapters that allow you to understand the psychology, the motivations, the situations that come up in human experience with a deeper awareness, seeing one end and the other, seeing one side and the other, seeing the light and the shadow, seeing the in-between. So tarot, the tarot course is currently in session. It's currently being recorded live, and we are, I would say we're a little farther than the beginning, but we're still not close to even the middle of it. This is the work of my lifetime. So the tarot course is always available, but if you want to join now while it's going live and learn with us, this is a really good time to jump in. So the tarot course on its own is $2,222. So that's the price that it's at right now, because I launched it last month and that's where it is right now. So, however, if you, by the end of this masterclass or somewhere in between, you realize that, you know what? I want the intensive. I want the channel mentor coach, because I want to be doing this as a coach. I want to do this as a coach. I want to help people through my channel, not just as a reader, but as a coach, not just as a intuitive, but as a coach, not just as someone who practices this for myself, but as a coach. Okay, you realize these two things you really desire. And then you're like, and I also want to understand the archetypes that are underlying the psychology of humans. I want to understand when conducting a reading, I want to see the card and I want to channel using this tool, tarot, which is great for channeling. In fact, that's how I do it a lot. Not the only way, but I enjoy doing that in readings. I enjoy doing that in my work with clients. Private readings, private coaching, group coaching, all of that. I love using tarot. It's my tool. It's my number one tool. And you decide, okay, I want to also learn tarot I don't know if I'm going to use it for readings. I might, because the tarot course teaches you how to be a professional reader, how to charge, how to set boundaries, how to disconnect from someone's energy, how to begin the reading, complete the reading, how to do readings for yourself, and all of that, and so much more. And you decide, okay, I want to learn tarot. I want to learn how to be a channel, a mentor, and a coach. I want to learn how to do the channeling in this one-on-one 8-day intensive that also includes group components, that also includes teaching modules. That is a very intense 8-day experience. I want to do this and I want to do that, and I want to learn tarot. There is a bundle for all three, and it is extremely reduced pricing. So let me tell you. Okay, so all three is $2,555. The tarot course alone right now is $2,222. The hybrid coaching intensive for channeling is $888. The channel mentor coach is $1,111. So if you put all these together, we're over $4,000. But you can have all three for $2,555. And there are payment plans available for that as well. Again, a sample would be on the lower end, would be $255.50 a month. $255.50 per month for 10 months, if you would like to do all three. That's just an option that's available. Okay, so these three things. There is an intensive, which is one-on-one group coaching plus educational components, very focused on channeling. Channeling in every sort and form and shape of of what it is. For yourself or others, practicing with others, applying channeling principles, trying different tools, using different tools, getting really comfortable and really trusting of this channeling ability, and getting to rely on it, getting to learn how it works, not just in principle, not just in personal practice, but in application where you're doing it with others, you're doing it for others, others are doing it for you. And you're being fully supported, and it's a very intense experience. Let me tell you that. It does require your commitment of time and energy and presence, okay? So that's the intensive. I will refer to it as the intensive, the hybrid coaching channeling intensive, okay? Then there is channel, mentor, coach. That's a 3-week container. It is group coaching. There will be Q&A, there will be welcome call, there will be everything that is usually included in a group coaching program. So you will be able to answer the questions. There will be homework, there will be interaction time, there all of that. But I will teach you how to be channel, mentor, and coach. Because mentor and coach, mentor is something that comes from experience a little more. Coach is just your willingness to help someone to get from point A to point B and being very invested in their journey and walking them through it, right? But channel, you add channel to these two. And now you don't even have to be the expert. You don't have to have all the answers. You don't have to know them that well. You get to channel. And that is the most transformational work in the coaching industry that I stand for, that I am privileged and honored to do, but that I want to see more people do. I want to see more people channel, because the mentors and the coaches and the guides and the teachers that I worked with, the ones that have had most impact on me were the ones who channeled. Not the ones who showed up with all the notes, not the ones who used references from all the books, not the ones who had all the answers, not the ones who said, well, I've done this thing and here's how I did it, so here's how you should do it because I did it this way and you hired me. Not those ones, but the ones who channeled like me. And I channel for others, and I want you to do that as well. If you want to be a coach, if you want to be a mentor, if you're already both, but you want to take it deeper, you're like, I just don't have all the answers. I'm ready for the next level clients, but I don't know if the next level clients see me as next level enough. They don't have to. You don't have to. You can just channel. Yes, Rose, I understand. That's why I kind of made a little bit of a note that I'm about to go into the things that are available. So if you're complete, I will see you tomorrow. Okay. And then the last thing is my tarot course, which is currently in session. It is being recorded live. It will be something that is available always, but you get the chance to experience the magic live with us. And these are the 3 ways to take our work together farther. And I will post the schedule. I will post the offers, okay? They will be in the announcement. So if at any point I'm referring to something and you're like, I think I know what it is, but let me look it up, that's where it will be, in the announcement section. So I will put this video today in the announcement section. I will put the schedule for tomorrow, which is easy to remember, okay? Tomorrow, the day after that, 5 p.m. on the 5th, 6 p.m. on the 6th and 7 p.m. on the 7th. So remember that. The schedule will be in the announcements, and all the offers that were just mentioned will be in the announcements as well. On this note, my loves, thank you so much for being here. Whether you're watching this live or on replay, whether you have kind of thought that you might do this thing and then you were like, I'm doing this thing, or you were like, I'm doing this thing, like the first time I heard it, I'm doing this, I love it, I want it, it's for me. Regardless of where you came from and what intention, emotion, and feeling you came here with, you are here, and I want to celebrate you for being here because it's all you. I don't take any credit for this. I don't. The credit is all yours. You do this work, you show up no matter what, you're willing to receive no matter what, and you're willing to trust, you get the credit. You get the credit so much you can then teach others to do it. And that would make me extremely happy. If years later you said, hey, Katerina, you know what? I've been teaching people how to channel. And I'd be like, that is amazing. So I have the most intense goosebumps right now, like all over my body. So thank you for being here. I value you. I appreciate you. Thank you for trusting me as the medium of delivering this knowledge to you. That's what matters, because I don't take credit for this knowledge. I'm refining this knowledge, but the knowledge came to me. So the way that you're receiving it, I don't want the credit for the knowledge, but I will, with gratitude, take credit for you trusting me of all the people and all the things to do this work with. Now that I take credit for with gratitude, and I celebrate your decision, this choice, because that's all you. Okay, the credit for you being here is all yours. But thank you for your trust. And I will see you tomorrow at 5 p.m. EST. All right, my friends. Mwah.